think it's a moment of examination. It's a difficult moment, and some good companies with good staff will have troubles. And sometimes you have companies who have troubles, although they are very healthy companies with good projects, with highly skilled staff. But sometimes management was not dealing with money and cash flow responsibly. And I think if we will be able to keep healthy cash flow situation, we may have a chance to maybe buy shares in some interesting companies or expand our activity.
And probably COVID might solve some of the problems that Brexit would have created, in terms of a lot of, whilst remote working is possible and you can hire from anywhere, a lot of large tech companies, they like working in tribes, they like being collaborative, they liked being face-to-face, and they didn't have plans for regular remote working. I think of quite a few of our kind of leading tech companies that enjoyed that person-to-person kind of collision. And I think the fact that they've been forced into remote working fairly quickly, and to a point where their cultures are catching up with it, probably means that Brexit is less of an issue for them in terms of people going forward.
It's also a very British trait to downplay the good stuff.
Yeah.
What we already said in our team, that we want to make best out of the advantages of the in-person events and digital events, like the virtual events which are going back into normal, or physical events will be supported by digital stream, for example. So people don't have to come to that one spot where we do the event to be part of it. This will be kind of a challenge in some cases, but we want to take this challenge, or to master this challenge.
It's the talk around these visions and ideas. And two things that are coming up stronger than ever is, number one, innovation in education. So how do we organize? So investors here liking to call it the democratization of learning. Now, my wife is a PhD in education. She has dramatically different, like she gets green in her face when she hears these things, because again, like we have now investors talking about education. Everyone thinks they are educated because at some point they went to a school. Now, however, we are in fact seeing more people focusing on virtual classrooms, tutoring, mentoring in online settings. And this is definitely it's a very sexy topic right now. It's something everyone is experiencing. Everyone experiences very well the shortcomings of what schools and universities currently can do. And we are going to see a lot of investment in education technologies in the next couple of years. And we are going to see people being very willing to try them out in the next couple of years. Trend number two, I think, is going to be around, again, AI in detection and prediction of pandemics. We in fact have had startups from Israel and Silicon Valley that noticed these upticks in symptoms in late December, early January, even before, at least before the World Health Organization went public with these information. We have had startups that in their platforms, they didn't have the visibility, but they were sharing with their investors and partners, hey, listen, we are sensing something very weird happening in Wuhan, China right now. So we are also talking and hearing more talk around early detection mechanisms powered by AI for pandemics. So I also think that we are going to see, especially on a state level, especially in Asia, governments dealing or taking a look at AI in these cases. But again, this is mainly talk right now, and everyone is making this up into this big big next thing. Let's see what actually happens content-wise from it. But I do believe that what's going to happen from this for sure is an interest in this topic. This interest will come along with more venture capital funding for this topic, and it's going to come with a higher willingness of key stakeholders to adapt and to try these technologies. And this in return will result in an uptick in technologies implemented.
Yeah, and I know in Manchester, the conversation about the recovery and where we want to be in 12 months has been very focused on using this crisis as a catalyst to change. So much more about businesses and using tech to have a positive impact rather than just along profit lines, how we can build sustainable and inclusive economies in the future. And I know so I've had multiple conversations in the last 2 weeks about the donut economics model that Amsterdam have adopted, and UK cities adopting that as a similar model. So I think lots of people at a regional level want to use this as an opportunity as well as a crisis.
Right now, it's really more around reconnecting with network, following up with people you haven't heard from in a long time, and just strengthening these ties. It is, on the one hand, has become a bit more easy to reach out to new people, because as people are working from home, their normal routines are broken up too, meaning that people will actually now make easier time for, like a 15 to 20 minute Zoom call or call to just, get to know each other.
I think that there is a chance for the organization as ours and yours to cooperate more closely, because in 2019, when two clusters wanted to meet, they need to go in person, to travel, to prepare all of these arrangements, and it always took time, and it was costly. And now I see the willingness to cooperate internationally, and we are also talking with the European Enterprise Network. We are also talking to other clusters. So I think this can be a good opportunity for Europe to exchange knowledge on an international level.